Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Masterclass. I'm John Tenalia. Today, we're going to hear a junior from Southern Methodist University in Texas, Soprano Emmie Arduino. Her panelists are Melanie Sarakatsannis, Helen Ralston, Jody Kidwell, Mark Anderson, and Michael Riley. Please sit back and enjoy the live singing.
Bravo. Okay. All right. Let me introduce you to Michael Riley, who's in the bottom, and he's going to unmute and he can give you his opinion. Michael, please.
The late Michael Riley apologizes for signing on a bit late.
We'll take it out of your pay, Michael. Don't worry.
I already spent it. Too bad. Emmie, thank you. Thank you for singing for us. I'm wondering, have you studied the role of Susanna?
Not yet. That's one of my goals for this upcoming summer.
Good. It's one of the longest of the roles in that particular genre. She appears in so many portions of the Marriage of Figaro, and this of course is in the last act, so when you're studying an aria, then I think it's always good to have an overview of where this occurs in the particular opera that it's from. So that's why I was curious of whether or not you had. I'm assuming that you know the opera, and because that's always an essential part of learning an aria, I think. How does it fit into its context? But I was very pleased to hear your approach, and I thought you sang it beautifully, and I would encourage you to think in terms of phrases, in terms of the shapes of phrases. What are the key words of the text, and which are the more stressed vowels and things. I thought your Italian was quite good, but at any rate, there's just a couple of thoughts from me.
Great, Michael. Thank you. I know I don't think you heard the introduction. Emmie is actually a junior at Southern Methodist University. She's 20 and a half. 20 and a half. Okay, 20 and a half. So, yeah, I'll take it. I'd like to go back to 20 and a half. Okay, Mark, please.
Okay, boy, that was really good. Two things jumped into my brain when I heard that. One was bel canto. I mean, how much do you know about bel canto style singing?
Professor Dupuy is very much encouraging me to go in that direction. My music brain likes all the weird stuff and the funky stuff, but she's, encouraging me that I have the voice for that, and that's, it's a big focus.
Good. The thing that comes from music history to me is rings like a bell. And Mozart is it ring like a bell as exists because all the notes that hold out have to shine. The other thing that came to mind is Margaret Hillis, who was the director and founder of Chicago Symphony Chorus, had a great saying: for every minute of finished music, you should have put in 3 hours of preparation. And if you look at how long that aria is, in about maybe 5 years, you'll have lived long enough to put that much preparation into it. So don't feel bad, because we have to sing all this stuff when we're young, really before we're ready. They're always giving us something to sing, like, oh, I want you to sing Beethoven's Ninth. I'm like 12. Could I wait till my voice changes? So don't be upset. But you're going to sing this another 5,000 times, and every time you sing it, it's going to get better. But remember, ring like a bell when you sing. It's got to be crystal clear. And that's it for me.
Great,
excellent
Mark,
job.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, let's go back to Melanie, please.
Okay, am I missing something twice now that you've sung the line of Qui ridono I fioretti e l'erba isn't it l'erba è fresca? Because I'm not hearing the e. Do you have that in your score?
I do. That's called nervous.
Oh, okay. I was like, did they take that out of this
No.
the libretto? I'm like, what am I missing? And I'm sorry. But you did it twice, so I just wanted to mention that. Okay, first of all, that aside, your whole demeanor changed this time for the better. Now I felt like you were being the diva, and what I mean by that is la contessa, right? Now you were not Susanna, you were the countess. You know, you were. It's like if you were on the stage in the garden, I think you would have had, you know, a little more gestures, more grand gestures. Your walk would have been different as you know. So kudos to you. You took everything we said and you ran with it and really used it. So I'm very proud of you. Really. It was beautiful. Beautiful job. Your Italian got even better. I just have one little thing to say. You were doing a few H's in some of your runs, which I know you're young, and I keep forgetting that you're only 20 and a half. I mean, I'm like thinking you're 35. I mean, you have such a beautiful voice. So I can't wait to hear you in the future. You have a future, and keep plugging away. Very, very impressed.
Runs too. It's not the first time.
Well,
Great.
beautiful job. Thank you so much for singing for us today.
Thank you, Melanie. Okay, Jody, please. We all can I think we can she's close enough. I think we can unmute for now.
Again, I can say the same, that everything rose up a level or two. And my thing is, I still want you to, on the recit, the T mi de cure, I want you to stretch that T, take your time on that. And then also speaking to what Mark was saying, I want you on top of those notes right before you come in. And that's going to happen with the resistance that I was talking about. And maybe people think I'm crazy, but I tell my students, I say, quit breathing, just expand and resist. You don't need to breathe anymore. All you need to do is open. And that takes away all the noise from breaths that people used to tell me to quit doing when I was your age, except they couldn't tell me how to stop doing it. So, and if you do that, almost like you're, I don't know, rising up onto something, you know, like, what's her name? Eleanor Steber. I was in a master class with her when I was very, very, very young. And she would say, mount the breath. And she sang Mozart. I mean, she was mount the breath. And I used to think, what does that mean? What does that mean? Literally, get on top of that breath before you sing on it. And that's going to make you feel like you're ready to get in a bar fight sometimes, you know, like, because guys have that naturally, but we don't tend to bring that, you know, especially when at 20. But really, just pick up that chest and fear no one while you sing. No one. All right? Great job.
Advice. Great. Helen, please.
Everything that everyone said. I loved what Jody just said. She's making me laugh. That was much better this time. I'll still take more time with those phrases in the recit. Look at the rhythms again. Review the rhythms. You're not holding some of the quarter notes, giving them their full time. At the very end, the last incoronar, where you have the fermatas, you went into a different sound this time that was beautiful. It was beautiful, luscious, and full. And I hope on the playback you'll be able to hear what I'm talking about. I think you could apply that sound throughout the entire aria and recitative, but you have to find how you did it. And in this brief moment, that's hard to know. And it's going to take like a million times of playing around and listening to it and going, well, what did I do different? And I think it really comes back to what Jody said. You were just on top of your breath in that moment. And also you were in the character in that moment. You weren't thinking about anything except make, you know, this luscious sound. And it was very luscious and beautiful. So that's my 2 cents about that. And you have a lovely instrument. I hope you are able to keep singing. And thank you so much for doing this. Enjoyed hearing you very much.
Thank you, Helen. Okay, Emmie, let me ask you a couple of questions. First, are you in school? Are you actually physically in school? Or are you doing everything virtually?
They have people, some people are on one schedule,
Mhm.
some people are on another schedule, and some people
Okay.
are completely at home. I
Oh.
have everything in person that I can possibly do.
Sure.
So this last semester, I only had one in-person class.
Wow.
And that's how my schedule works, because
That's
everything's
tough.
small now, and they're just like, I don't want to come in for 6 people, and I'm like, please come in.
Right.
We need you. And they so.
I want to ask you something else. What song or aria or that you can access right now? What do you have that you, as Michael Riley, I'm going to steal a phrase for, roll out of bed and sing? Like, if you were on the worst day of your life, you could sing it. What would that be?
That's very introspective. I don't. Ooh. I would
And
have said
it could be anything. I mean,
this one before, but now
Mhm.
I'm not sure. I mean, I got my dad's theory brain, so I like hard things,
Mhm.
and I like things that are challenging here.
Okay. I'm talking about from an emotional connection. What do you have that really is dear to your heart, other than what we just heard today? What would you say is the most dear song to you?
I have one that's from a Tom Chipulo opera, "Glory Denied,"
Mhm.
and it's my darling Jim, and it is so utterly personal. I can barely get through it without crying, and I've been working on it since May.
Okay. Do you have that with you by any chance?
I do. Right? You have to play that. That's not easy. I know it's on here. It has to be on.
Take your time. I only have to go home and talk to my wife.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm texting Jody right now.
Jeez. After 38 years, what's she going to say? Okay. Everybody mute, please. Now, Emmy, I'm going to say something before you even start. I want to see you in this song. I want to feel you. Okay?
My darling Jim, today was gorgeous outside. Temperature in the 40s. Not real cold. The snow's on, except in the front where the sun never hits. The girls talk to your picture every day, and at night in their prayers, they say, "Please keep our daddy safe. Please keep our daddy safe." My darling Jim, today was gorgeous outside. Not real cold. right in front, where the sun never hits.
Okay, now let's go around. Let's start with Melanie, please.
Wow, I felt like we saw a different side of you on this. Something that you're really in tune with, right? You were very committed to it, personally and character-wise. I'll be honest, I don't know this piece at all. Sorry about that. Um, but that was just beautiful. And that A flat, I think that was an A flat on the top. That was gorgeous the way you approached that. Um, really, I wish I had the music in front of me so I could really study it more in depth. But kudos, because this was not Susanna. This was just a completely different character. Again, you're so young. Have you performed any like opera scenes or anything at school? Like, what is your curriculum there?
So I have done a lot of coursework. I mean, even as a kid, I was in La Boheme when I was 8 years old.
Oh,
And I did the Magic Flute Second Genie when I was 11.
oh, that's
So
great.
it's not like unfamiliar, but most of my stuff has been in the ensemble. And I was slated to do something it was an Offenbach thing, as a duet with one of my friends before this all hit. And we got our parts. I think it was the day that all of this happened. And I was like, I can't do it because it was going to be so fun. And we were going to be like these Peruvian street dancers. And it was going to be like,
Yeah.
like right up my alley. And then we couldn't do it. But a lot of my stuff has been chorus work. And I'll be honest, I'm a total choir nerd. I'm a total choir geek. That's why I'm the musician that I am, is because I was put in choir. So.
Okay. Well, I'm just assuming that by this fall we should be back up and running. And I hope, that your curriculum opens up more. My son's in music school too, so I feel for all of you guys. So I hope that you get a chance to do some parts and maybe opera scenes and things like that, because I think you're ready. I think you truly are ready. Again, thank you for singing, especially something new today as well, something we weren't prepared to hear. So I really appreciate that. Beautiful job.
Great. Thank you, Melanie. Okay, can we go to Helen, please?
I was also unfamiliar with the piece, but it's gorgeous and you sang it beautifully. What's interesting is that you got totally into character as this older married woman with children who sounds like she's writing a letter to her husband who is away. I don't know if he's in, the story of the opera, but it sounds like she's writing a letter to him. And it's very emotional. And it actually, to me, I was very moved by it emotionally. I hope that as things go forward, that you will get an opportunity to do some more performing. My thought is that it's easy to bring that emotion into a piece that you connect with personally so deeply. The challenge is when you get assigned to something in school or you just get cast, in something that you're not crazy about or you don't feel the same connection. So you have to try to find that for yourself, no matter what you're singing, to bring that connection into it. And that's the challenge that we all have to go deal with as singers, as performers. But yeah, you definitely have like a lovely, lovely instrument and a lot to offer. So thank you so much for singing up for us, and just hang in there. Eventually this pandemic will be over and we'll all get a chance to give each other hugs again. I really miss that.
Yes, I hear you. Thank you, Helen. Okay, Jody, please.
Yeah, I had a totally different feel from you on this. And again, it's from the connection that you personally have with this music. And I know when I was your age, and even frankly into my 20s, I've always liked to sing things that were off the beaten track, or, because there's a freedom in that, because partly because there's not so many people doing that music, that you don't have it in your ear that it has to be a certain way every time. Whereas, Susanna and other things, there's so much out there before us that, we feel like we have to do it exactly that way. And yet something new gives you freedom. And that's what I got from you, this sense of that you were soaring a bit, that you were, on the ride, you were somehow on the top of the arc of the music. And so, yeah, good job.
Great. Thank you,
That's it.
Jody. Great. Thank you, Jody. Mark, please.
Yes, there was a lot of emotion in that song. That was very good. I think, have you spent any time finding out what your type is, what your type of role is, what your niche role is?
Not really. It's just been difficult because I feel like this all kind of happened right when all of me starting to actually look at opera roles was supposed to happen. And then we had upper divisional reviews, which is basically, are you really sure you want to do this? And I'm a double major. I'm music ed and vocal performance. So I had two of them. And I had all this prep work that got put off. And then my teacher, we pretty much just got through it. But this summer, I think, is really going to be when we start looking at roles.
Yeah, because I also want to go on with what Jody said. It's nice to sing stuff that's off the beaten path, but you really got to find some stuff that's on the beaten path that is you, that, as John said, you can fall out of bed and sing it. Okay, you can have the arrow through your head, run over by a truck that day. You can still get up and sing that aria. And one of the things you have to do that is find out, investigate till you find out what is your type. You got to have one song, one performance, musical, opera, whatever, that when you get up there and sing that, the people go, holy shit. Okay, off the beaten path sometimes shoot you in the foot because they don't know it, so then they won't listen. What did I sang at John Askiki once for a musical audition, because the requirement was sing a song that tells a story. So I sang, did I sound like Donati? And they went, well, why did you sing that? I went, and the accompanist said, you're never going to make me play something like that again, are you? Shot myself in the foot. Okay, so you need to find something that's easy. Although that accompanist back there, can I buy him? Can we clone him? Because he's absolutely fabulous.
Thank you again, Jimmy. Thank you.
Yeah, he's awesome. But anyway, just as you march down life's trail, think of who you want to be, and what's that song that's going to knock them on their ass that you can do, because we all have to have one. Thank you. Very
Thank you,
good.
Mark. Okay, can we finish with Michael?
Who was the composer of the song?
Tom Chapullo. It's a 2007 opera. It's super new.
I didn't hear. Once again?
Tom Chapullo. Did it work? You're waiting.
Tom Chapullo. That's all right.
Not a composer known to me.
No, he's it was written in 2007.
No, that I got. I didn't get enough of the text for me to understand. I did get that it was the form of a letter. I think you sang that the girls go to your picture. Is that correct? And they sing to the picture, or they talk to the picture?
When they're praying at night, please keep our daddy safe.
My sound system just isn't adequate. I'm sorry.
They're praying to they keep their daddy safe.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I got the interaction, but there were key parts of the text that I did not understand. Now, that is always going to be a challenge, because basses and baritones, we have the advantage of doing a lot of our singing in our speaking range. and sopranos and mezzos and even tenors. I mean, you're often in a range that is above the speaking range, and so therefore it's that much more challenging. So perhaps it was more me, but I wanted more text. So I think, and that's always going to be a challenge. It is for all of us, but particularly with unfamiliar repertoire, people are not going to know what the text is. So I think you sort of have to go an extra mile to make sure that the text gets across as much as it can. You'll never get 100%. That simply is virtually impossible with a lot of vocal material. But you want to strive to get 75, 80, 90% if you can. So that would be my main reservation. I liked the performance. You certainly did show a different side of your musical personality and your humanity. Physically, you were a different performer. So I kudos for that. But I would encourage you to, give, especially ending consonants and word shapes and things. And of course, the composer has something to do with that as well. So anyway, that was my main reservation about everything that you did in the second song.
Great. Okay, thank you, Michael. Okay, now the reason why I did that, which nobody knew the music, especially me, is to teach you or to show you that when you have an emotional connection, and Helen said it, yes, you always get music that we don't want to do. Okay, and just a quick story that when there's Sharpless, when I was cast as Sharpless 150 years ago, I didn't like it. I loved everybody else's part. I hated mine until I learned it. And I went through the text and I found out what kind of a human being he is. And I related things that of that character to my own life. So that being said, that's why I asked you to do this, because "I'll Love But a Day" is a beautiful, beautiful song. I think that, and the Susanna suits you perfectly. You'll be singing that probably until you're 50. But now you have to find the connection between you and Susanna, you and whatever else that you're going to sing. Because one thing that, it's wonderful because you have a magnificent voice and, it's easy to get by. So I think as you're building your technique in your career is to find things that in no matter what piece it is, to make it you and make it emotionally you and show a portion of that where the music becomes alive and true. And that's one of the things that is so difficult and lacks so much today from young singers and from singers, period. I shouldn't just say young singers. Most of the people, I could sit there and I'll fall asleep during a performance because no matter how gorgeous the voice is, they say nothing. But with that being said, not to go on another long spiel, good advice that everybody's given you wonderful things to say, and I'm sure that Jimmy has an influence on you. I could tell he's very into your musicality, which is great. Everybody needs that, especially a great who understands them and knows where they're going and what's going to happen. Because if it doesn't work out, he was right underneath you, no matter what happened. So congratulations, Jimmy. And I appreciate you being this interested in Emmy's career, as we all are. I'd like to have you back again, especially when school's over, and if we're still continuing this, which, to be honest with you, I'm ready to. If I could find a rope in a tree would hold me, I'd hang myself, because I've heard so many bad singing, so much bad singing. It's incredible, and I'm probably going to enter that out anyway. But I want to tell you that you're doing a marvelous job. Please don't stop singing. I think that,
Amen.
yes. We all can unmute now. We can all chime in. I think that you have a talent for 20 years old or 20 and a half, that you're way beyond a lot of people that I've heard at your age. And it's in the genes.
Yes.
It's simple as that.
Yes.
So please study. If you have any questions or anything, you can call, text, email any one of us. We would be happy to help. Believe me when I tell you, we'll be following your career. Just keep singing and keep going, because you'll. It's a wonderful life. Listen, you don't have to make it to the top, but wherever you are at that at that particular time, it's a great. There's nothing better. There's nothing
Can I ask
better.
a question, John?
Yes, sure, Mark.
Emmie, have you ever sung "His Name Is Mr. Snow" from Carousel?
Sure you do, Mel.
Because it's operatic. It would show off your acting ability,
Yes.
and you are perfect for that.
Perfect.
And you would be surprised how many times at opera auditions they'll ask you to sing a Rodgers and Hammerstein song, because you have to be able to sing that stuff. So if you haven't done Carrie Pipperidge in Carousel, that might be a song you look at, because I think you could knock that out of the park.
Yep.
Oh, I do too.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So there you go. Again, thank you. Please give your mom a kiss from all of us.
Yes.
Yes, because
Yes.
it's 30 years I haven't seen her, and I miss her.
know.
I know it's well, I don't even want to say that.
She's like, I want to come because I want to be there for you, but also I don't want to be annoying.
No. I'll email her. But thank you again, and congratulations. I wish you all the best, as everybody else does. You all the exposure that you deserve, really, and lovely singing. Jimmy, thanks again. Excellent. Okay. Okay, everybody. Thank you. It's a wrap.
Okay,
Great.
Great.
bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Congratulations.